answer yet, so I guess I can't really continue working on this one.
That's fine. And welcome, Internet Land.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Big D.
I'm Lady Dragon.
And we are Talking Tuesdays. We didn't have tacos for once. Today was Quiche Tuesday.
Yeah, we wanted something a little different, a little more healthy. If you can call it that.
If you can call it that.
There's our boy and future guest co-host, sorry.
Or guest co-host, yeah.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, Cinna Dave. Hey, we've got a gift picked out for you.
Yes.
I have your address. We just haven't had a chance to get to the post office, but we are sending you. I don't know if you've bought anything yet for your sisters, but if there's any new releases, I suggest waiting a day or two until you get our box to see what we sent you first. Hell, child, good to see you, buddy. It's Howlin'.
We could always show him and then ask him if he wants me to paint him one.
No, we're going to send it to him.
Okay.
You don't have time to paint right now. You have so many other projects going on right now.
I have that many. He has the main box. Hi, Phoenix.
You have the big collector's edition.
Where are you? I need you. Why are you not answering me?
I don't think she was in the collector's box, so.
I don't think so.
All right. I'll have to look, but now you're going to make me look.
Well, I don't think that's one of those things. I don't think it hurts to have two of her.
Yeah, it wouldn't. No, even if there is. I don't think she's in there, though.
And he has his old metal sisters.
Okay, well, it's a brand new figure. How about that? It's a brand new sculpt. It's a brand new figure. It just came out, and we're sending you one and with it as well. Just a thank you for being as part of us as our 400 subscriber giveaway. So there is the Mythos.
Okay. Mythos.
She sent you some stuff, dude.
Go to wherever your Discord is. Wow, my cheeks are very red.
Yeah. Cheap Bourbon edition.
I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, he bought a bottle of bourbon. It's been like, holy crap. At work, inventory is coming up, and
because of the weather, okay. So you guys know
our bodies are working.
You guys know, as I've talked about before, that I am a veteran, and I was airborne, and I have a busted leg, and it's been surgically fixed, so it's fine. But when the weather gets all wonky, it hurts.
Yes, I was thinking of my challenge also, but I've been told not.
Yeah, so you just don't have time. You got all this other stuff you're doing right now.
I'll explain when we get to my half of what's on the bench.
Yeah, so that's the thing. The challenge video will be up this week. I wanted to get to it this weekend, but I wanted to get my pig show us what you got video up, which she's going to have up this weekend as well for her channel. We'll film it Sunday if we have to.
That's funny. That's funny.
You will do it this week. Anyhow, like I was saying.
Okay, so continue with what I'm doing so far. Got it. Cool. That makes it much easier.
So like I was saying, I am, with the weather being the way it is, my leg has just been bugging the crap out of me. So too much aspirin and or acetaminophen or naproxen and all the other meds, after a while they really kind of get to your stomach for a bit. So they have to self-medicate with a little bit of soda.
I forgot to pick up my soda.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to get up. I'm going to let her talk when she's got her on her bench.
Oh,
well,
so I got to go first?
You got to go first.
Okay, so I'm going first today. Hi, everybody. Okay, so as he was saying, I've got a lot going on my plate right now. That's mostly because I recently received a commission from a worker who Hello, Al. Welcome to the show, and it's got soda in it. Anyway, so one of my coworkers saw the Art Nouveau, Art Deco style pictures that I showed off not too long ago. And her exact words were, "I never knew I needed this in my life until now." And do you want to switch places so you
No, you're
are
fine.
working?
Okay. You're fine. In the bedroom,
Like
there's a box sitting on the shelf. Please bring it here. It's got a bunch of sprues in it. You can't miss it.
Anyway, so she's paying me $200 to make a 38 by 48 painting of a lady on a chase lounge with her 3 cats, and she wants in the main arch other cats in it that are all her ones that have passed away in the years that have come. So yes, and as a result, Brother Mythos has also requested one that I'm actually working on right now. Had to get some approval on what he thought of it. I also have one that Rob at the Miniatures Paintbrush has requested that I have to do for him. Commodore has requested one that I have to do for him. So, and I'm in an art contest for Raid Shadow Legends, which I should probably be actually working on right now, and not this, but.
So she's got a bunch of 40K related art. So it's not miniatures, but it's 40K related art, which is awesome.
So, in between that, my writing, I have been told to kind of take it a little easy on the art, on the stuff.
On the mini stuff, yeah.
So, I can, oh my Kate.
I'm just not going to sit next to you. You can just keep talking. I'm just sneaking by you.
Shove me back. Sleep, yes, sleep is not, probably not going to be too good, which is really bad because when I don't sleep, one, I am cranky, to put it mildly.
I'm being nice.
So. Yeah, like I said, to put it mildly, I get cranky. Yeah. The other fun thing is my darling husband, at my request, bought me a bottle, my very first bottle of P3.
So she's going to start using P3 to try it out because it's a higher quality paint, higher pigmentation rate, thicker paint, needs to be watered a little bit more, but has a more professional level medium in it. Scott, Miniature Maniac, actually talks about P3 as being really good.
Goobertown Hobbies also talks about it. He likes using those in his mixes stuff up. Vallejo is his normal one.
No, Vallejo's not his normal one. Army
Painters is right. And then
it's been disappointing him lately.
Yes. And so he's trying to figure out whether or not he wants to commit to a full set of Vallejos, but he's not entirely sure yet. So, but a lot of people have
approves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's because P3 is like the best.
Yeah, P3 is.
So I wanted to give it a go. So I got some of that. So yay for me. I'm kind of working on each piece, Mythos, just to let you know, as the inspiration strikes me. This one, the image would not let me go because of said Pupperdo, and this is why you got yours line drawn out a little bit more.
But he did say to put him in the rear, so that's fine. You got the basic line drawing done.
Which means I can go.
This part's really quick. I mean, honestly, this has been.
I'm actually more or less almost done. Once I hit this point, it's almost done with the pencil work.
One of the best. What would you honestly, Hellchild? Because I'm pretty much.
Real quick, before we ask that question, I would like to respond to Sin Dave asked if Senna, whatever, leave me alone. I drank straight from the bottle. All right, guys, leave me alone. And I am a lightweight.
Oh, the chibi.
Yes, I saw those chibis. I want so badly so I can strip it and paint it myself. I want to draw them because I can do chibi.
I want to get the nice thing about them is that actually the marine chibi, although it's a chibi marine, it's on a 40mm base.
They're all on.
And well, that's the whole thing. That's on a 40mm base, and it's about the same height as a Primaris marine. So if you really wanted to be a jerk about it, because it's on a 40mm, you could use it as counts as a Primaris sergeant, or a Primaris captain or lieutenant.
Army of chibis.
Oh my God, I don't have that much money. Well, I might. Oh, and that was the other thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just remembered, and then I'll hand the table over to you. I was given the offer to have some of my work displayed in a gallery in the fall. So I've never had that happen to me before. So color shifting paint.
At Michael's? What brand? Cindy Dave, what brand? Okay, the reason I'm asking, I want to be honest with you.
I work there.
She works at Michael's, so.
And the paint section is part of my stuff. So.
Okay, so we'll get there. Quick question, Hellchild. One of the best. What other paints would you suggest? Because we want to try a couple different. But we actually might get a couple paints in the same color and try them out against each other as a kind of a test out. Oh,
Okay.
one of the folk arts color shift. All right, well, check it out.
Really? You prefer apple bear or plaid? That's very interesting.
For what?
For mini painting? Really? Because I've got a bunch of those. Well,
I look at you and recoil in horror. They're horrible. Apple barrel are terrible. They're great for terrain, but they're so unfreaking minis. Oh my God. Okay.
You just scarred him for life, my darling.
Okay. I will tell you right now, honestly, the reason I don't like apple barrel or any of the folk art ones, I like them for terrain. I don't like them for minis because the medium that's in them is so thick and it's such a low pigment count that you got to either put them on really thick or I don't like them. Don't like them.
I'm a little tipsy. I'm sorry.
What do you want?
Let him get through his what's on the bench.
What does she want?
No, it's okay. It's all right.
What do you want, child? I'm asking you.
Brushes.
I need brush
For
for like
putting the
putting the
silver.
base of silver.
There's
on.
brushes all over there. There's
I didn't know which one would be best.
Still learning the steps of.
So the plague child is painting her Necrons.
Yeah. Their Necrons. Okay, so we need to. I'm going to explain something. Plague Child is transgender.
Yeah.
And gender fluid. So oftentimes, if you hear me say they, them, or just will, or Plague Child,
Or he.
or no, I forget, so I just use the androgynous ones. If that bothers anybody, I apologize because I'm not sorry. This is my kid. I love them very much, and I respect their life choices.
Use it.
So,
And you want to
that being
use.
said, so you guys can understand.
You want to use lead belcher.
Let them.
Okay.
All right.
Spray silver, 90% done.
Pretty much. If I had a lead belcher spray, I'd use it. Actually,
Really, if you put it down with the alcohol. Okay, I'll have to give that a shot. It's a gray.
with alcohol. I hadn't thought about that.
that.
You know what? I will re-look at my judgment
Trust me.
of
That's your base.
plaid
That's your base.
brand paints because I have a billion of them. I use them for all my terrain work.
I'm going to teach you from there. Start with your base.
What's that?
We don't have lead belcher in.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. We don't have lead belcher in that pot. We have lead belcher in air. You deliberately bought it in air. That's oil and gunmetal.
Oil.
Start with that one first, then we're going to put this one on next. We're going to give you some. I'm going to.
So apparently, you're going to
Much
try.
love and support for the page.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So what do I have on the bench? Holy crap! I have a lot on the bench. I have been interesting. I have a ton of it. So I will.
Definitely gonna
I'll have to try it with some alcohol. Give it a shot. Even I can learn after all these years.
Says the guy who's leaving his wife for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's tape. Like it matters.
Hey, I'm gonna be on too.
All right. So on the bench, one, you guys have recently seen the figure. If you've been paying attention to my Instagram, I just finished my Spellcrow kit bash for us. They're what they call a plague prince. I turned into a demon prince, took off the axe hand, put on a big clawed hand, put some wings on the back, and finished him up to add another figure for the challenge so far. I have a base completed for the plays as or counts as the Redemptor that I'm turning into a Leviathan Dreadnought.
He is old.
He's nearly half a century.
So I've got the base done for it, and I'm actually so proud of this paint job that I've got done so far that I'm actually doing a tutorial on how I'm getting these tones and how I'm getting these things out, because I've been told people want to know how I paint stuff. So I'm actually doing a full tutorial on how to paint these colors and how to get these effects that I've got on him. So ground up, it might end up being two, because I did a whole bunch of it on the whole construction piece, and now I'm doing the whole paint part of it. So I've been working on him. She was working on her table the other night, and so she needed me nearby. She's having a bad day. She wanted me nearby while she was drawing. So I broke into
mental health issues.
So I broke into my Christmas present, and I have my Thunderwolf Cavalry carrying Storm Shield and Thunderhammer built and primed, and I have their wolves built and primed. So these are going to be on the bench to be painted really soon. They're probably the next thing on the bench to actually get a finished painting as soon as I'm done with this Dreadnought. And I think I showed these off before. I'm trying to get to these guys, but I have the Gellerpox Infected team. I have the entire set. I want to get these guys painted. I worked out a nice paint scheme for them. They're all based. I've got a different thing I'm doing with their undercoats. I actually following the Midwinter Minis undercoating guide for them. So based in black, then Zenithal in gray, then Zenithal in white, and then dry brushed in white.
It's the new craze.
To really bring the contrast up on them. Although when he did his, he did them in a nautical set of colors. He did it in a set of nautical colors based on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, growth is in fact a paint scheme, Commodore. Yeah.
My base says as much.
According to the cat behind me that's currently choking up something.
He did his trying to stick to the color scheme of the Knights of the Caribbean, or Pirates of the Caribbean. I think. Knights of the Caribbean.
That's a new one.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Whereas I've kind of got I'm kind of making mine look a little bit more Imperial Navy. So because they do have stuff on them make them look nautical. So instead of being, they have like greens and browns and whatnot for their uniform. I'm doing them mainly. Yeah, I know. I'm getting killed with.
Yes, I can tell.
I'm actually doing them in a lot of blues. So a lot of. Yeah. Oh my God. my email just decided to go nuts and drop off a bunch of emails at me. But I'm doing it in a lot of like navy blues and grays. So they're gonna look cool. I like the way, and I guess because I've really got this sickly skin color
I keep telling him he needs to add a little more gray to it. Just a little bit, like a darker gray or something. Just something in it to give it that gross, sick pallor.
Because right now it kind of just...
At least that's my opinion.
It reminds me of like this.
You shouldn't hear my opinions of his paint job on the Gur board. It's been pissing him off. Love you.
Raw. So there's that. And then because I'm kind of cranking on my wolves, I picked a bunch of these up over time, and I'm converting these guys over to be squad leaders for my different wolf squads, my gray hunters. I'm putting a Terminator in each of the squads for now. So I'm actually converting them. I've done one. I want to do a couple more for them. I've got a squad that came in the box. I've been thinking about taking the Wolf Lord, because I've been thinking, we'll get to Chaos in a minute. Yeah, I've been really busy. I've been really trying to crank this week. I've just been in a really inspired mood. So the Wolf Lord that comes in the Start Collecting box, I don't need another Wolf Lord for my army. But I could definitely use a Rune Priest. So I'm looking at the figure and looking at what I need to do to convert him from a Wolf Lord to a Rune Priest. So I'm looking at that stuff right now. So I have both a Primaris Rune Priest and a non-Primaris Rune Priest. I'm actually really not happy with my Primaris Rune Priest. So at some point, I think I'm going to swap him out. I think I'm eventually going to buy an actual Primaris librarian and then wolf him up. Because I just kit bashed mine out of a regular Primaris Marine and just added some stuff to him. And it was one of my first pieces of the wolves. I realized I needed a Rune Priest, and like I said, I'm not really happy with him. He might be going into the bath.
Dun, dun, dun.
What makes me giggle is that, speaking of the bath, is how much he didn't like Dandy the Candyman until I finished him.
I think coating him with enough blood will make any figure look good.
He looked good without me covering him in blood after I added all of his effects to him.
I feel like I ruined one of my figures by adding blood, so.
Oh, please, you can't. I figured it out.
All right.
Oh, speaking of, this is for for Joe Bookish. When you get a chance to see this, sweetheart, I found a paint that I can actually use for that dried blood effect, so I will be attempting that out. So thank you for the suggestion. Just keep going. It's fine. Just keep going.
That being said, I've really been in this conversion mood lately. After doing the speeder. What?
Yeah, if you want, honey, grab them and argue it, so.
Okay. When you're done with this part, then we'll switch them over.
Yeah, you switch them off the pin. Sorry. Newbie painter, still teaching. All right. Not you, Hirsch, him, them.
Them.
That.
Yeah, that's an acceptable one. Yeah, don't be messing with, because you know the Zen will come after your ass if you mess with his plate child.
So these guys came out this week. They got announced and got released a week later. Literally 1 week later, and they got released. I need a knife because we're gonna unbox them right on the air because I haven't even opened them up yet. No,
I'm going to slit the thing. I'm not letting your drunken ass do it.
You said you're tipsy.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine now. I mean, shit, this is nothing compared to what I had the other day.
She's just a lovely woman.
You married me. Where did? Oh, there's one behind you. I will grab it because I don't trust you not to take your finger off that damn thing.
By picking it up?
Yes.
I know myself. So.
Bottom.
Why are we going to the bottom? Why are you going to
Because the bottom has an actual flap.
Which probably
As
means
opposed
it's
to the
meant
top,
to
which
go.
doesn't. All right. So these are the worm spat. These were designed. These are designed for underworlds. Beastgrave. Okay. I'm gonna first be straight up honest with you. I love Age of Sigmar. I'm never gonna play Beastgrave. Not in a million. And I can tell you why. There are two reasons why I don't like it. No, there's only one reason I don't like it. There's one reason I don't like it. Why do I need 2 decks of cards to play 3 figures on a board game? Because it's their idea of being a competitive board game to try and compete with Magic. You know what's going to be great about these? When I need small pieces of card stock to do kit bashing for plating and whatnot, I've now got a ton of it. Because that's what they're going to be. They're going to be cut up and used for junk. I don't care about them. What I care about is plastic. I love plastic.
Plastic's great.
Plastic is wonderful. So the worm spat are part of the maggot kin of Nurgle. And these figures are absolutely gorgeous.
Hello.
Hey, Molly Griband, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
You might want to run now while you can, man.
So I got these guys for one reason and one reason only.
And if you guys can't figure out what it is, I pity you.
So there's 2 guards. One of them is a gigantic, corpulent, fat bastard of a guy.
Whose name will be Xavier, by the way.
And I'm going to take one of his arms off and replace it with a Terminator Stormbolter arm so that I can use him as a Chaos Lord in Terminator armor for my Death Guard army. He doesn't even fit the armor anymore. He's just so big and squishy. He'll have a backpack and he'll have all of his meat because he is just corpulently. He's squishing out of all of his armor. He's gross and disgusting, and I love him. I just love him to death.
Loves the scrapping stuff.
The other guy is this wonderful spear wielding guy that I'm going to take the spear and I'm going to convert it to a banner, because I don't have a banner holder or a banner standard bearer for my my Death Guard army. So, and I love building banners. So I love painting them. They're actually one of the few things I feel moderately comfortable freehanding. So we're going to be building him as a standard bearer.
And now you know why I don't do it.
And lastly, there's this hag. She is
Disgusting.
Big Mama.
Gorgeous.
She is a lovely, just again, corpulently woman. She looks like Steve. She's like Steve's
Maybe
mom.
she's Steve's mom.
She might be Steve's mom. And Steve's mom is carrying this gorgeous looking staff with a bell on it. And it's smoking and looks just disgusting. And she has a pet rattling demon thing at her feet that is like her familiar. And I'm going to be turning this corpulent. Corpulent. It's not a non-PG word. But I'm going to be... Commodore's like, keep it PG, do you?
How is corpulent?
I don't know.
What?
Maybe the word corpse?
No, because we say worse.
Yeah, I say much worse. So here's the thing. She is going to be turned into my second...
That's cute.
Granny Chubbs. Like it? She is going to be turned into my second malignant plague caster. So now I have 2 of them for my army. So I have some 40k bits to bring them up to speed. But yes, I will have a female plague caster for my Death Guard. And if anybody has a problem with that, they can get right out. Just get out. Because if anything is appropriate, it's a disease that makes somebody into a woman. Waiting. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the reaction. No, in all seriousness, I know that they talk about, well, Space Marine's only male, blah, 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 blah. You guys know that my dream army is to make an all-female Primaris Marine army. So I don't really care. I think she's gorgeous. She's dedicated to Nurgle. He blessed her and made her a Plague Marine. She's going to be awesome. So there's that. So I have a lot of projects on the bench right now. But I'm going through them pretty quickly.
Yes, he is.
I've been painting. I've been taking my time and trying to go for detail. And my paint jobs have still been coming. I'm very has a name.
Okay.
I'll have to look at her cards. Her card may have her name.
Who cares? It's not what we're going to call her.
She is just gorgeous. God, she's such a beautiful.
She really is. She's a disgusting figure, but it's really cool looking. Which, me.
I love it when they gross. I'll hate it when they ain't shaved. 5 internet points for anybody that can name that movie. I'll hate it when they ain't shaved.
I'm just trying. Yeah, can you hand me a couple of the empty pill, not empty, like the bear ones, the bear pill bottles?
Are you done with them?
Yeah, I've got like 20 of them over there.
No, you don't.
They're all scattered all over the place.
Yeah, being used.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? So that being said, if not, I'll just steal it back, or I'll make more. It's not like we don't have a lot of pills in this house.
It's not like we don't have a lot of empty pill bottles. I think I know.
Are you guys talking shit about the fact that I have got a chronic back problem that requires me to take pain meds daily?
Mom, I have a lot of pain med bottles also that were used by me.
Yeah, but yours is over the counter.
And mom's are kind of worse.
But I can use those too. Who cares? Fill them with sand. Put tape on them. Boom, you're done. Boom, you're done.
No, well,
boom, you're done.
You gotta paint them red. Because remember, red makes you paint faster.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, Ben?
Ben, that's it. Ben, you need to get me one of those red painting handles so I paint even faster.
We should paint all our paintbrushes red. Or we should just get red.
Speaking of which, that's the other thing I'm working on. I've actually started looking at orcs and deciding paint jobs. Not building them, but I am working on their paint scheme. So, and trying not to do them the same as every other paint scheme I'm doing. Because, my God, if I had my choice, every figure I'd have would be freaking purple.
I know that.
So, I'm trying not to do them.
So apparently all of his orcs are sneaky.
But they're not. My orcs are going to be blue and yellow. Because they're going to either be lucky or...
They're going to hurt a lot.
Yeah. Basically, I'm splitting my army between Bad Sons and Death Scuds.
Don't look at me while I see you over there looking at me like, Mom.
All right. So that being said, I think I'm finally through everything I have on the bench right now. Oh, and I'm working on a board over here. I have to get around to putting some terrain on it. It's built. It's time to flock it. I just have to get time to do it. Unfortunately, certain people in the house have been a little needy, so I've been kind of needing to tend to them and tend to things around the house. Not just you. You're not the only needy thing in the house. You're adorable. But there's been things I've had to take care of around the house, so I haven't really had the time to do. That's something that's got to be sat down and done in one fell swoop while I'm doing it. So
it also doesn't help that when he told me what he wanted, I went, no.
She's been quite critical of my paint job, and I like it. It actually looks pretty close to what I wanted. It's not perfect. I still may go in and do some more.
What? Bring her!
put it out first, and then.
And see, it's the thing. I was thinking about Goffs. Here's the thing. I'm kind of waiting on making any decisions about my orcs, because Gazcool. We're gonna segue this into it because it does lead into what I was talking about, into the news of the week. What's coming in 40K? So let's start off with the first thing, Gazcool.
He was freaking out.
Oh my God!
happy.
Even though they've just shown pieces of him, he's so beautiful. And they've released the first piece of fiction, as we all have seen. I'm hoping. If not, go out to Warhammer Community and go read it now.
I'm still working on Caiaphas Cain.
And here, well, it's just a short story. The neat thing I like about it, which proves a lot of the rumors right, the name of the book that's coming out is The Saga of the Beast. So the Beast is Gazcool. I mean, that's currently who Gazcool, he's considered the Beast, the Beast of Armageddon. The only organization in all of 40K, the only group, the only unit, the only anybody that ever uses the term saga are my Wolf Boys. So the rumors that have been talking around for months is that it's going to be wolves and orcs. And I'm happy for it. So Gazcool's getting a brand new figure.
Yes, Squid Boss.
We are talking about orcs. You came in just in time, my friend. So we're talking about orcs. So Saga the Beast. The first story you're talking. They give this hint about the power of the Wog, and it's how it's overtaking Gazcool's.
I love it.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, we're gonna have our orcs versus our, and like I said, the Wog. They talk about the whole psychic Wog and wave of the Wog energy coming over these orcs, and bringing them to bear. The orcs are getting the love they've needed in 8th. I mean, they really. I'll be honest with you. They got speed freaks. I give them credit. They got speed freaks, which is pretty gosh darn cool. You know, we're doing a stream here.
Yeah, we are.
And we're talking about Warhammer.
Yeah,
yes, we are.
I know what we're talking about on the screen.
As a matter of fact, we were talking about how cute and drawing a bunch of
yeah, good point. Your name is literally Mutt.
Man.
Just
I
saying.
am Rogel Dorn. Once upon a time, I was
me.
I saw. Dave, have you seen the newest one? You need to move them out. Nope. So, Saga the Beast, orcs and space wolves. I'm excited. Gazcool's getting a new model. Good, excited. But let's go back a half step here to what is now on the ground. It's on pre-order right now. It's coming out this Friday or this Saturday, The Greater Good. And here's why I got to talk about it for a brief second. With The Greater Good, there is a new release of the model Shadow Sun, Commander Shadow Sun. And they've shown the previews of her rules. Now, here's the reason I want to bring her up. She is the Supreme Commander of the Tau forces, military forces. And she has been around since the Tau were basically created as a faction. And she has been, up till now, associated with the Tau faction. Her new rules allow her to be in a detachment of any Tau, and she doesn't break up their detachment rules. So even though it's a Kova or Oasna Tau, she can be with them, and it doesn't ruin their cohesion. If she's with a Tau or a homemade faction that has one of their specific rules, she benefits from that rule, but that's it.
a lot of people have been talking about this, especially on the Reddit Orc boards and Reddit Warhammer and Warhammer 40K boards, that a lot of people are expecting Gazkul, since he is the supreme beast, the leader of all Orc forces. The suspicion is that he too is going to have that same rule, that he can be in any detachment of Orcs and will be just fine, and he won't break up the detachment rules. I don't want to run Goths looking at my Orc forces. The way I'm looking at what I want to run and how I want to run my Orcs, I want to run my infantry as Bad Moons, and I want to run a lot of my vehicles as Death Skulls. So I don't see me using Goths very much. But since he's a Goth, I want to use him because he's gorgeous. He's a gorgeous, beautiful figure, and he is the man. I mean, I thought about doing Ultramarines rather than doing Wolves because I wanted to play Guilliman. Mushroom people. So, and that's the thing. If he's usable with any detachment, then that'll work out really great. If he is a Goth only like he currently is by the rules, yeah, like I said, I've been looking at the rules. I've been reading the codex and really kind of going over what I want to build. And keep in mind, I'm not looking at any ITC lists. I'm not looking at any of that stuff. I'm looking at what I want to build for my army, what I want, what I want to play, the narrative, because I'm looking at my Orc army as purely as a narrative type army. So I want to have Bad Moons with all my infantry running up on Bad Moons, and I want to do and a bunch of small high power units in and run them as Death Skulls. So that's just me. That's what I want to run. It's weird because I want to run a lot of vehicles, but I don't want to run them as the Speed Freak clan. I don't want to run them as them because they're already so fast. Their bonus is kind of pointless. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd love to get a Gargant. I'd love to get a Gorkanaut or a Morkanaut. So, but that's down the line. I'm not looking to go nuts and build this. Evil Sons. The Evil Sons is kind of pointless. All it does is makes them faster. They're already fast. Do I really need them that much more faster? I don't think so.
Are you really ready to commit?
No, I am really committed. I know what I want. But that's the whole thing. If he's a Goth only, I may have to look at a Goth unit to put in there so I can have an excuse to put him in the army because I don't want to not have him. He's just too cool looking a figure, especially because his standard bearer, who was killed in the fiction when he sat on him, they're bringing him back to life, and he's going to be running around with his banner. So, yeah, I want him.
You're going to want a ladder so that you can start.
Go get your pallet out of the kitchen. It's sitting on the table. So yeah, that's the thing. And that's just Orcs. So, but anyhow, let's talk about news. So yeah, the Saga of the Beast has been announced. The first piece of story, the Greater Good, looks really great. I play Imperial Guard. I'm looking what their Imperial Guard stuff does. I really want to make a tank ace. I like the idea of tank aces. I like the idea of being able to make your own regiments. That's really cool to me. We may be able to take the girls from Shannon's Imperial Guard and actually make them into something that really fits their narrative. That's really cool. I like that they're doing that after doing that with the Marines. There's also some stuff in there about the gene stealer cults.
Do they steal
You're gonna die. Here's the thing I want to know about gene stealer cults. Their heads look like scrotums.
That's because they're part bug.
They look like scrotum. Do bugs have scrotums?
Have you seen the head of the damn Tyranids?
Yeah, they look more like heartbeats.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Yeah.
Some of them have got that ridge thing going on.
So here's the thing. I wish I could give you a better review of what they do for gene stealer cults. I personally don't know anybody that plays them other than in Kill Team. And
The head capped off.
RBD's Kit Bash with the new Van Sar for new IG Rev. Yeah, there's so much good stuff. Somebody was looking. I saw somebody talking about getting those new. There's a new gang for the. There's a new gang version of the Goliath gang, called the Chains of something or the something of Chains, and Chapter Master Valorak, I think it was either him or somebody else, was talking about replacing the heads, going and getting a bunch of orc heads and putting them on them and using them as orcs because they're covered in bolted on metal and they've got crazy looking guns and chains and whips and just very orcish looking weapons. Yeah, House of Chains. The new group that are their Goliath clan, their Goliath gang. But he was like, I'm just going to swap out the heads, put orc heads on them, and use them for boys because they look really good. So that might work. I don't know. I haven't really messed with it much yet. I'll be honest. I don't play, and I have no desire to play Necromunda. But God, their terrain is just gorgeous. I love their terrain. And it's why I'm working on actually how to build that terrain to teach you guys on an upcoming tutorial how to build the Zone Mortalis terrain for yourself, so you could use it for Kill Team, because that's what I want to do. I want to build a Zone Mortalis board, but use it for Kill Team, not for Necromunda. I have no desire to play Necromunda.
I know you've gone on that rant a number of times.
It's not a rant. I mean, it's a beautiful game. I just don't need yet another game. I'm
the guy who wants to play Flames of War. No, it's a little bit dark, a little bit brighter. If you want,
we're not talking about Flames of War.
If you like, we can add. Like I said,
I miss Mord. I actually miss Mordheim. I used to play Mordheim a lot back in the day. And if I really wanted to get back into it, Osprey Games has a knockoff that's and we've talked about this before. They basically have Frostgrave, which is basically Mordheim, but instead of Warpstone, it's ice magic. So I haven't had as much desire to play it too. I actually want to get some more Warcry, and I'm trying to get the time together because I want to run a Warcry tournament at my local store. I just haven't had time to put things together. But that's coming soon too. We're both really busy. With finally the holidays being over, we're now actually kind of focusing on putting together our schedule for the next 6 months of everything we want to try to put together. We have a bunch of things we want to do, especially for the channel. I mentioned earlier today, Cinedev's 400 subscriber gift that I gave away for the giveaway is going out to him hopefully tomorrow. If not, it'll be going out by the end of the week. It's all about when we have time.
Should be tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow. So funds allowance.
Yeah. And then hopefully this weekend, Sunday, y'all need to keep your eyes peeled for Sunday, because Sunday is actually going to be multiple videos on Sunday. If everything goes right, much love to you, Mythos. Good talking to you, buddy. Yeah, Flames of War, dude. We'll go back to that because it's not 40K, but gosh, the game looks like fun. And one of the biggest local groups is actually, there's like a huge club of it that plays Flames of War at the game store we go to on a regular basis. So, yeah, as regular as I can. So, all right. Anyhow, so many games, so little time. But this weekend, I'm going to be gone Friday, Saturday, so I won't even be able to normally participate like I normally do in the Friday night Frost and Fists live stream. But Sunday, hopefully, if we get everything right, her video for her favorite minis that she's worked on and done, and her showcase of stuff. Yeah, we'll sit down with it. I already know two you're gonna probably talk about, but we'll come back to that.
Dandy.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. And then I got a challenge video that's gonna be going out this weekend. The next challenge video will be up this weekend because I'm putting forth a terrain challenge.
I have been encouraged to not participate in light of what is on my plate to begin with.
If you want to, you can.
Like I said, I was encouraged. I was not told one way or the other.
If you think you can. And if you have a solid idea that you can run with, that's true too. So we got hopefully that. And then I might even try and get it up before this weekend. I'm going to have my painting tutorial for my my Death Guard Dreadnought up this weekend. Like I said, this has been a really great week. I've had a lot of motivation. A lot of good things came together for us. So,
yep, I am not being voluntold.
No. She can do she's a grown woman. She can do what she wants. I can just.
Him telling me what to do, it never really works well for him.
Not having that conversation on the air.
Go Eldar.
So yeah, it's been a good week. I'm getting a lot of stuff done with everything that's been going on. A lot of stuff to kind of digest. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're still talking about everything that's going on at Adepticon. That is a brand new silver. That's a bright silver.
Yeah, well, I'm getting silvers for Will's. The highlights. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
That one.
Was there ever a conclusion to the last challenge?
Yes, there is a conclusion to the last challenge, and it will be announced with the new challenge. I do. I know who I've declared as winner.
I'm wondering.
And I'm declaring a winner.
You can't declare yourself.
I'm declaring a winner.
It's not going to be him, I know that.
One drop.
I'm declaring a winner. I'll be declaring the winner on Sunday. I will also hopefully.
Nope.
I don't have enough time. I mean, I have so many videos I want to do. It's crazy. It's like video. You guys, I want to.
Well,
what is the count of minis painted for January? I did 5, 11, 12, 13. I had 13. I had 13 miniatures painted for January. And for
that's going to give you a higher edge.
And for February, I've done 16, You did 7, yeah. Yeah, you may have beat me. You very well may have beat me on January. I kind of had to slack because I had things going on. But it is what it is. I mean, it's all about the marathon because then we got into February. We're not even halfway through the month, and I've already done 18 figures. So
I did one.
And
I did my candy corn.
And I've got
You really enjoyed that candy.
I got like 6 more that are on deck. So I'm hoping to break 25 for the month. My goal, my honest goal, is 15 a month for the year on average. So
very good. So you're just going to do like that, just all over just the top of it. Just keep going. And if you feel like you need more silver,
Commodore,
more silver.
Keep going with this one.
Yeah.
I tell you
do
what.
Want to add more to him or not?
When
It's up to you.
just so everybody knows, Commodore is a very close real life friend of mine and Lady Dragon.
He is actually requested to be a guest.
So
he will be coming.
I can tell you, when's our rematch? Oh, Ben. I would love to have a rematch, except we're going to do 1,000 points next time. And I'm all about it. So,
may have to go to a different.
No,
so he can record it.
No, that's okay if I don't have to. No,
come on. You guys know you want to see his butt whipping, don't you?
I fully admitted I got my butt whipped. Yeah.
Okay, Steve. Okay.
1,000 points. We got to get that set up. I can't do it this week, but maybe next week. Maybe next weekend we can get that set up. Are you gonna bring your Gray Knights again, or are you gonna let me? You gonna actually play somebody I have a chance of beating? And the reason I say this, the Gray Knights were so OP, they already got nerfed. They got nerfed today. Literally, they had a nerf come down in the FAQs today for both Ritual of the Damned and Chapter Approved 19. Actually, Chapter Approved 19 actually wasn't any nerfs. It was actually a cleaning up of some rules and straightening out some inconsistencies that they fixed up. And actually, the FAQ for Chapter Approved was wonderful. It was actually a buff for every non-compliant army, and a bunch of other armies actually got a lot of things buffed up to make them nice and even, which was really great to see. They actually went in and they corrected the math, and they corrected it in the favor of the armies. So like a dozen more things went down in points, and some stuff showed up on people's list that hadn't been there before and should have been. So that was really good to see on Chapter Approved. The Gray Knights got a singular nerf. I'm going to leave Commodore hanging. I got ADHD. I'm married to her. So,
you also have.
Don't you even look at me in that tone of voice. The Gray Knights got a nerf in that they have a thing called the Tide of Shadows that gives them a -1 to be hit when they have it up and going. It only affects infantry. It no longer affects vehicles. I will point out that when I played Ben, he never used Tide of Shadows, so it really didn't matter. He brutalized me just straight up. So, yeah, the new Grey Knights with Ritual of the Damned, the Grey Knights went from being a garbage tier army, and no fault of their own. They were great when they first got their codex. They got nerfed into the ground, and this brought them back up to being on par with other Primaris armies, or maybe not on par with Primaris armies, but they're still really good. So they're great. Anybody who had them and wasn't using them, you need to dust them off and bring them out because they're good right now. They're really good. All right, so Commodore, you and I need to talk. We need to get this set up so that you can come and co-host with me. And when you come and co-host with me, one of the things we will talk about are tips and tricks for speeding up your paint game. if that's what you want to talk about. Because the reason I paint so fast has nothing to do with me just being fast and speeding through them. One of the things I do, and I'm not going to talk about too much, but one of the things that make it fast is that there are certain steps that I've learned. You want me to record the game? There are certain steps I've learned that you don't have to go so slow on. The thing is that the main store that me and Ben play at that have the room don't allow recording in the store, which is a real shame.
In order for that to actually be done, they'd either have to play at a person's house or would have to take a 10-minute drive over to a different gaming store, which is our other usual haunt.
Yeah.
Which they do allow.
Yeah.
He freely encourages it, actually.
So,
the owner of the other store, not
the actual owner. We've talked with him at length. He would love. He's like, he would love to actually have stuff filmed there, and he's like, just mention the store name, and you can film all you want all day long. So, yeah, Ben, you know what I mean? We'll need to talk. You got me on Facebook. We'll talk about it. So in the land of 40K, I gotta say, if you guys haven't seen her Instagram, y'all need to go out to Lady Dragon's Instagram and take a peek. She's been drawing. She's got one picture up there recent from, like, you put that up there from the one you started with.
Yes.
The
one of
Dragon.
Yeah, the
Wolf Lord you did last night.
Yes.
Okay, it's just a rough drawing, but it's not finished. But she's got it up there.
It's a good way that I have been trying to show people. It's like, all right, well, if you are commissioning a piece from me, which style do you want? Do you want it in this style, or do you want it in the Art Nouveau, Art Deco style, which is what Wolf Brother Mythos had actually requested of me, was one of a character. He actually has a figure that he painted. If you have him on Instagram, please, by all means, go and follow. Of Wolf Brother Mythos, the Thunder Cavalry rider. And so he wanted me to do a picture of him, of his Frost Wolf with his mount.
Space Wolf on a Thunder Wolf.
Whatever, leave me alone. Okay, so one's an orc, the other is a human. They're both in the snow. They both ride wolves. Ah!
Wolf high wolves?
They're Frost Wolves. They're orcs from...
Who is that character I'm painting? Sorry.
Oh, the one that's on our Instagram? That is Big D. That's my Wolf Lord.
Yes, it's Wolf Lord Dragon, otherwise known as Big D.
Big D.
Remember, some of you might remember that we had talked about we wanted to do this wacky little comic. So we had Wolf Lord Dragon and Succubus Shala.
So this is kind of a really nice piece that's a overly detailed version of the simple drawing that'll be the characters from the comic that she's working on.
That's in my non-stylized.
Well,
Fat is not muscle, actually.
But he has muscles included.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
That's Dragon.
All right, Mutt.
Mutt, I should show you the other Dragon, because Dragon is actually a reoccurring character that we have through some different things. There's another story that we were writing where Dragon...
No, only if you're on something higher than like the third or fourth floor, because we want there to be stairs so you can go fall down the stairs.
No, it's
an ongoing joke with me. Oh, look, some stairs. Go fall down the stairs.
Yeah, go fall down the stairs.
it is. And then he went and told it to me, and I did 3 times in a month.
And then
No, stay. Here's another beer. I don't have any alcohol today.
like, you have.
None for you.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not getting you any.
He was about to say the line, and I was just looking at him like, yeah, go ahead. Tell me I'm too young.
Young at heart. Look at you. You're so cute. All right.
Next stat. Jesus, I am never gonna get this freaking work done.
No, because this is the week. This is the day. This is the thing.
Except for this is part of that damn contest.
Yeah. Well.
And somebody over here is going, okay, I finished that step. Next step.
Okay. So
what's the next step after that?
You gotta let them dry. And you need to get that gun glued back onto the figure.
Yeah.
I can't just paint them and then glue it on.
You want to glue it on? You want to glue it on? No.
I want to do it now.
All right.
Okay. Why is the rum gone? No, actually, he's in the bedroom sleeping.
I got a full bottle of Captain Morgan Spice sitting in the other room. I just didn't have any Coke to mix it with. And I don't like it straight. No, it's not that it burns. I just don't like it straight.
Ooh, speaking of alcohol, so there's a place here in Milwaukee called Bar Louie. It's a martini bar, amongst other things. Mixed drinks is their specialty.
If the plastic's not exposed, that glue's not going to work. You're going to want to use super glue.
Yeah. So wait till your dad.
It is
Yeah, no. Trust me. Let your dad do it.
Give me the super glue. I'll fix it later.
How about yes? Unfortunately, it's gonna.
You're going to need to wait for it.
Yeah.
Chill out.
So anyway, Bar Louie, yay, went there with 2 fantastic friends of mine. By the names of Vicky and Jen. I'm not going to go more than that. I used to work with them. And okay, thank you for sticking ice on me. What the hell did I ever do? No dilution of the rum.
No. You don't dilute tequila, but rum you dilute.
So anyway, while I was there, I decided I'm going to try one of the martinis that they're apparently so famous for. My experience with the martini. If it doesn't burn going down, somebody made it wrong. And then I had these guys' martini. It didn't burn. It was delicious.
It's a martini bar. They make good martinis there.
Oh my God. I had 2 of them and I had to sit there for 2 hours before I could try. And that's after eating like a basket of tater tots, some hamburger, French fries, and a cake.
That's a lot of carbs.
Yeah, I needed to. Shut up. I needed to.
Should I say it?
Actually, you can say it, but I don't think that's allowed. If I can't say the F word, I'm pretty sure you can't call me that.
Let me see. Rum, yeah. See, I dilute my rum. Tequila, I like straight. Whiskey, it depends on the whiskey. Cheap bourbon whiskey, it gets diluted. Good stuff, you drink it straight. Maybe on the rocks, but.
Did you know that they have peanut butter flavored whiskey now?
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's at Bar Louie.
That's disgusting.
It's called a peanut butter brickle.
Whiskey should taste like.
Battery acid?
No, whiskey should taste like.
Battery acid.
Scotland.
Battery
or
acid.
Kentucky. Is that what it tastes like?
Well, this was Black Barrel.
All right. But you go away now. All right. Having a lively night tonight, guys. Hey, we are 1 hour through the show, almost to the 20-minute mark left. And I'm not seeing no likes there. So go on and smash that like button unless we're not entertaining. And if we're boring the crap, buddy, why are you here? We're here to have fun. We're here to talk about fun stuff. Ireland, yeah. No, Ireland tastes like potatoes and regret. So,
I'm just going to go back to
it's like my great Irish joke. How many potatoes? No, I'm not going to do how many potatoes joke. Oh.
Al, he's your brother. Phoenix, that's your uncle. I'm going to point this out.
Hey.
Commodore, we're not going there.
Hey. All right. So we've kind of covered all our news. We kind of covered what's on the bench. Like I said, a busy week. Got a busy week coming up. Probably going to be a busy month. A lot of stuff going on. My once a month game is kicking back in. I'm playing D&D this weekend, which is why I'll be gone Friday and Saturday. Playing. Yeah.
Wrong D&D.
Working on the 50/50 challenge. We've talked about it. I don't think we've actually put anything into effect. Here's an idea. You know what I want to do, Commodore? I think you and I should sit down and talk, like offline from here. We need to get together, have a burger, have a beer, and talk about some stuff. Food. Burger.
That's my favorite food. Ironically, that and Chinese food.
I think we could do it as a test bed. I think we can do you, Phoenix, me, and the Lady Dragon.
Why are you bringing Phoenix into this?
And do a 50/50 challenge.
Why did you just bring
You know what the 50/50 challenge is, right?
Yeah. I start one, you finish it, you start one, I finish it.
Right.
Has to be the same, if I'm not mistaken, has to be
the
same figure. And no, it's too expensive.
Well, no, we just get a couple boxes of.
No, I was thinking food, Kyoto, but too expensive.
No, we just get a couple boxes of. We get a couple boxes of the Easy Build Phobos or the Easy Build, just whatever, some Easy Build figure.
Yeah, because I'm drawn complete.
Space Marine. You need to paint a Space Marine anyhow.
We've talked about this. The damn Marines are coming next year.
You need to paint a Marine. In this case, it'd be two. And I'll have you and Phoenix split it.
How about Phoenix and I pair up?
What I just said. Is that not what I just said?
I can't understand him half the time. I'm going back to my drawing that he's been yelling at me to do.
Too bad Mythos isn't here. I just had a great idea. Because I know Commodore does Imperial Fists.
Make him and Freak go.
No. We can do Imperial Wolves. Yeah, I play D&D. D&D is the best. I'm playing 5th edition D&D. One of my oldest friends is running the game. And I'm going to tangentially bring in 40K into this tangent. She's going to show something off. I'm going to show you how awesome my friend is that's running this D&D campaign.
So my youngest's birthday is at the end of next month. And yes, it's a whole weekend game. I'm going to be without him all weekend.
I'll be back Sunday.
Yeah, morning, eventually. Anyway, so my youngest has just gotten into playing D&D. And she loves it, 5th edition. So I went and I got for this. I'm going to paint this for her. And I don't have a problem telling this because she's under 13, so she's under 18, so she actually can't watch this thing yet. So
Yeah, she can.
No, she can't. For whatever reason, she's been having a problem.
Hold this.
Why am I? Okay, hi, Ron.
Swing a second out.
So, I'm going to paint this as her favorite. Oh, you want me to do it now?
She's only got a month and a half to do it. She might get the base coat on.
And he said he wasn't going to give me a hard time or tease me.
I'm not giving you a hard time.
Or tease me.
I'm not teasing you.
About my lack of painting.
All right. So here's the thing. My very good friend, who is running this D&D campaign, has loaned me...
2 days. You think I can get it done in 2 days?
Has loaned me some of his figures because he doesn't play anymore. And I have been dying to actually learn how this army runs. So for those of you that recognize them, this is a wonderfully painted sept. For those of you that don't recognize it, I've got 2 cases about 1,700 points worth of Tau. These are so beautifully done. I mean, these are absolutely stunningly painted models. And this is the same guy that runs this D&D camp that I'm going to be playing all weekend. And it's got 2 cases, and he's loaned me both cases with this entire army. But as you can see, if you're familiar with the Tau figures, these are the original sculpts. These are 15-year-old figures. He played it when they first came out, and he stopped playing not long after that because he had a really bad experience at a tournament, and he decided that he just wasn't for him. He didn't like how people were jerks about the competitive play at the time. So he's allowed me to take them on a long-term loan so I can learn how to play them. Yeah, they're very old school. And I mean, there's 2 of the tanks, and the commander, and there's a few infantry and an ethereal in this case. And then the second case, yeah, no, it's a long-term. The way he put it, it's a long-term loan. It's until I decide I want them back to play again. And I've shown him the rules and offered him the ability, and he's like, no, just hang on to them. And it's a second case, and this is layers. This is all, like the top layer is all nothing but crisis suits, the metal and plastic ones. And the second layer is nothing but fire warriors. Although, like some of these, I don't even know. I have to look at their rules and whatnot because I'm not even sure that's a crisis suit. I think that's actually some of the other suits. So I have to sit down. I'm only recently started learning what some of these guys are because the worst unfortunate thing I have with the Tau is that a lot of their units all kind of look the same to me. They're very samey. And so I don't know.
That's racist.
They look very samey to me. I have a hard time telling who's what and what's who. So
yeah, Hellchild wants you to hold it up again.
I mean, it looks like a crisis suit body, but it's got all these missiles and rails.
Hey, pay attention.
Oh yeah, no, he painted these amazingly. He painted these absolutely amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful. He did an amazing job with them, and that was one of the things that really bummed him out about the whole situation.
Fucking prime? Kiss my ass. What kind of primer did they put on this shit?
It's crappy primer. I wouldn't use it. I would prime it again.
Ugh. Yeah. Jesus.
Broadside, that's it. Yeah, so there's some broadsides in here. There's a bunch of crisis suits. There's about 100 fire warriors. There's 2 of the tanks. He doesn't have any fast attack units, so I have to kind of figure certain out because I don't think I can actually. When he was running it, it was. Yeah, it needs cleanup. That's before you get into painting, it needs to be cleaned up.
You gave me 2 days. I can do this in 2 days.
So yeah, they're not my army, so I just want to learn how to play them. And that was one of the things I want to sit down with Commodore. We're going to kind of do a, this is the towel. He did it a bit for me. He actually showed me, he actually got me from going like, I don't even know what to do with these things, to, okay, I now see the difference between the two units. So
he literally was complaining that he couldn't understand why anybody played them because they all looked the same.
I couldn't tell them apart. And then Commodore showed me what the little differences was, and I'm like, oh, I'm looking for that then. Now I can tell the difference.
That's some really nasty ones.
Yeah, it does. It's a mass-produced model in plastic that they supposedly prime, but they don't. They prime for crap.
Feel like plastic.
Yeah, it's WizKids plastic.
Okay, that explains.
Yeah, it's not the good stuff. It's the okay stuff.
Actually, that's what I almost was afraid this was.
No, it's not resin. Lady D, you like dragons? If so, how many do you have?
Does he count? He's the one with the collection, actually.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. Warmut. My real life last name is Drake.
Yeah. No, we are literally the Drakes.
So we are dragons.
Thus the name
Big D.
Gamecraft Dragon, Lady Dragon.
Yeah, it's
Dragon.
Yeah. To ask how many dragons do I have?
No, he asked me, not you.
Well, yeah. She is new to the name. So she's got a few at this point.
I love dragons. I've always loved dragons. My ex-husband kept them all when I left him. So I don't have any anymore.
I, on the other hand, have a ton. Because I've been collecting them for the last 35 years. So
yeah, this is gonna take me almost a day just to clean up.
We are the Fire Drakes from the North. My brother Alex, everyone.
He's a Drake too. And by the way, we actually have a Game of Thrones house that he and I created. I didn't even have outfits for it that I can see.
And we have a family motto.
And a crest. Unfortunately, one of our mottos we can't say because, well, actually we can because it doesn't matter. Calm down, Smog. Did you just call your dad Smog?
Except you'd have to picture Smog, but instead of lying on piles of gold, he's lying on piles of models. All these different NASCAR and World War II planes.
Commodore, are you sure you're ready for this?
I mean, and again, Warmut, you bring up Draconians. You guys remember when I first started off doing the live cast, instead of my wife being my co-host, my son was my co-host, Ray.
For those of you who don't know what his real first name is.
Ray is short for Raistlin. If you know the name, then you get it. And if not, it's too long to explain. But
it's really easy to explain. It's a character in a book called from the series called the Dragonlance
Chronicles. Yeah. And it's
there you go. It's a D&D name.
Yeah, it's a D&D name.
That he happens to.
Whatever happened to him? He's a nerd. Actually.
He's upstairs. Actually, he's been writing a Pathfinder game and homebrewing his own world, and is actually prepping to move to Georgia.
He's a really big in a D&D, and he loves the lore, and he loves the story, and he loves the setting of 40K. But after playing it for a bit,
he played it.
He did. He's not really a fond of playing the game. He doesn't. He likes the what is it? Dark Heresy.
He really likes the tabletop version.
The tabletop RPG version of the Dark Heresy. He likes the role play version. He's not a fan of the he's not a fan of the war game aspect of it. So he loves the fiction, loves the story, but he's just not really into playing the game. So when his stepmom got into the game, he's like, you know what? Why don't you do that? And I can work on my D&D thing. He also really doesn't like painting. I tried to really. He got intimidated by painting, and
When we say he doesn't like painting, we mean he really doesn't like painting.
yeah, he's not my son. I don't know where we got him from.
They found him in a cabbage.
He does need to write a novel, and that would be great because
I've been trying to get him to
write his stuff down because he has a great imagination. He's got good concepts.
I at least want him to write down the worlds that he creates.
He's a great, to be honest. He is be honest, he's an uber nerd. I mean, and I mean that in a good sense. He is a uber nerd.
He got into an argument with me over whether or not Captain America deciding to become an old man and marry Peggy Carter at the end of Endgame was a betrayal of Cap, of the Avengers, and everything they stood for or not.
I mean, he's an uber nerd. He really, I mean, when it comes to Marvel or 40K or Skyrim or
Holy God, Skyrim.
I mean, there's so many things that a fanish thing that he has just dived deep in and into the fandom of. But yeah, the whole war game thing was just not something he enjoyed, and that's okay. You know, it's not for everybody.
No, it's really not. It's not a problem.
So, I mean, Lady Dragon loves painting.
I have yet to actually play an actual game. So.
I mean, you played Kill Team.
Yeah, that's it. I played Kill Team.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're all about all different kinds of nerddom. I mean, you look at the early stuff in my channel, and more of stuff was geared towards D&D type stuff, which I was more active playing at the time.
Until he decided that he was tired of it and the politics that oftentimes came with it, and that and the group that we were in was.
Yeah.
He rolls 20s while we all roll 1s. Yeah, that's me right there as a gamer.
Rolling the ones, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll your initiative. I got a 2. Well, what's your modifier? I got a 2.
I got a 2.
Keep giving excuses for my child. Oh, no, I still intend to play you. I just need to know when.
And she's got to finish up a couple more figures so she can actually sit down and play a unit.
Yeah, it turns out I need some more. I need to do an Archon and a Succubus. And or Yvrain.
Yeah. No, you need to do one or the other and a Yvrain.
So that I can actually
play. Because she has no HQ units. She currently has no HQ units built.
Well, no, they're built. They're just not painted or ready or anything. They're prime.
We could do Kill Team. You could do Kill Team. You could pull out your Custodes and.
Yep. My beautiful Custodes.
Oh my gosh. You know what
Hamza was just so jealous, or Dante was jealous.
What I really love is that when we were having a night like tonight, where we are just having a blast, we blaze through the time.
You know, and I'm sitting here, even after being told, you shouldn't.
Well, in that case, that one's specific because you want to get it done for her birthday.
That, and I got challenged to get it done in 2 days. I want to paint a kitten so bad. I found the body. Except for I can't decide if I want to do kitten with his armor on or armor off.
You make both.
Actually, you have a kitten mostly built.
Kind of.
He's mostly built.
Yes, I have most of a kitten.
You got to do him armor on. You got to have him as being the one, but you got to do him after he had the run-in with Magnus, so he's both silver and gold.
I still love when the armor comes off and you know, what was she thinking?
Well after.
He knows the player for Aistlin.
No, not the player. I know the writer. Margaret Weiss and I, had a working relationship for a little bit there. I got to know her working the convention circuit for TSR for a few years. So I got to know her pretty well.
And you've met Tracy.
I've met Tracy. I've gamed.
I have 3 unarmored one. I made a kill team. You've never seen my boys.
I think we're running over a little tonight, and that's okay.
Move, cat.
Yeah, I've actually played D&D with Tracy Hickman. It was.
Have you seen the boys? Did they get back up there, or are they still in a box?
You probably put them in a box somewhere. It's probably I don't know, babe. Okay, so that's what you got to do. That's what you got to look for. She is going to be Oh, yep. See,
boys.
so we're going to show them off briefly, but they will make an appearance.
I am so very proud of these things.
In her video this weekend. So.
That's Carstody. He's the leader. Let's see which one that is. That's Sir Slides a lot. I can't remember what his name was. And this is Mr. Restraint is not a word I know. He's my zealot.
So
have a good night, Hellchild.
So she has 3 nearly naked custodians.
I was very proud of them. I actually have thought about trying to do an entire army of half-naked custodians in varying colors.
Oh.
That's work.
So that being said, folks, it is after 9 o'clock. We are at the end of our evening.
Yeah, it is that time for the meeting. What the heck is that on his claw? Get it up, get it up, get it up.
So that being said, final thoughts for the evening. Kit bashing is awesome, and you should always kit bash more and more. You should always try pushing your boundaries and your limits, and paint what you like, paint what you love, and enjoy what you paint. Do you have any thoughts or wisdom, lady?
Squirrel.
Yeah. It's been a week for her.
I'm so lost right now. I'll explain to you. Good night, Squid Boss.
So, everyone, thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending the Tuesday with us. This was a lot of fun. So, if
there will likely be a live stream, by the way, just of me on Saturday. Maybe it depends on my work schedule.
She's gonna try and do a live stream without me. I'll have to show her how. So she may have to do it on her channel. That'd be fine too. So that being said, if you found this entertaining, go ahead and smash that like button. If you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe. We love to see it. I am 1 subscriber away from 450, which makes me super excited. I may pop by the store anniversary briefly about midday, just like when we're doing our evening lunch break for the game, but it'll be really short. And every Tuesday, 7:30 to 9 o'clock, go ahead and ring that bell. Let you guys know that we are here. We try to be here every week from 7:30 to 9 Central Standard Time. I try to put up 1 video every Saturday or Sunday doing some type of craft or some sort of review. We try to get at least a couple during a month of our F It Will Do It lives, as you all know. We love you all. You guys are great, and you make it worth the time that we do this.
And a real quick shout out to our patrons, to Joe Bookish, to Inquisitor Zane, and to Heinrich Botha. Thank you so much for being a 2nd level patron for us. And to the Commodore as our one and only 3rd level patron, and just to let you know, your supplies, guys, actually enabled us to buy one of our first supplies that also supported another member within our community, I was able to get some of the ghost brushes, which are created and sold by Redbeard Boss. If you have not seen him, please go check out his stuff. He is amazing. So always so good. And he does sell them on eBay and is currently holding a Kickstart for a very reasonable price for another set that he is trying to do. So keep that in mind.
They're great quality brushes. The Kickstarter goes until Friday. And $40 will get you 2 full sets of brushes, which is like 20 brushes.
Yes. And from what I've been told by Mythos and Freak, who do have a set, they are amazing.
So that being said, y'all, thank you so much.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if there's anything you want to see us try to do, or any thoughts, comments, or concerns that you may have.
And remember, epic your board and epic your game.
The only limit is your imagination.
Game on, folks.
Okay, now let me go back to this thing. That was nice.